Yo, what is going on, everybody? It is Tyler here, and today I'm bringing you some more College Football 25 discussion, man. And today we'll be going over abilities. I said, a couple of videos ago that I would, do a bit of a deeper dive into these abilities. I briefly discussed them in some previous videos, have some ideas about them and whatnot. So today we'll be talking all about abilities from all different aspects, man. Before we dive into it, just throw in the comments below. I'm wondering what everyone's first college football video game was. Which is the first one that you played? My first one ever was NCAA 06 with Desmond Howard on the cover. That's when I got my original Xbox, man, and that was the first game that I played. And I had so much fun with Race to the Heisman. That's what it was before Road to Glory back then, man. I did end up going back and playing some of the older ones as well back then when I was a kid. I think I played NCAA 04, 03, 98, 99, played all sorts of ones like back on like the PS1, all sorts of stuff like that at some point as a child. But the first one that I ever played was definitely NCAA 06. Anyways, from what I remember, I might have possibly touched other ones beforehand, but from what I remember, most memories I have is NCAA 06, man. So yeah, comment below what your first college football video game was, man. Or heck, maybe you haven't played them at all yet. Maybe you're, from that younger generation. So let me know if you haven't played yet. And this will be your first one, man. And if that's the case, I'm sure, you're excited, and you should be, because I think they did a great job with this game. But yeah, we'll get into it now, talking about these abilities. So I mentioned before, with the 80 abilities, at first it sounded pretty overwhelming, but you got to think, man, there's a lot of different positions in football, so I'm sure some of these will be specific to certain positions, but a lot of them will, of course, be for everybody, especially on the mental side. But not all of those, a few of them will be probably more specific to quarterbacks, possibly even, middle linebackers for like field general, because that's definitely for a quarterback. I was thinking, maybe middle linebackers could possibly get that, or maybe it'll be a different thing, some sort of it, same sort of things, same sort of deal, just, for the defensive side of the ball instead. So, of course, if you don't know, there's the two categories, the physical side and the mental side. You'll have 5 slots for physical and 3 for mental, and then all of them will have the 4 different tiers. You start at bronze, of course, then you go from silver to gold to then platinum is where you max out that ability. So taking a look at the ones here, you got field general, like I just said, most likely for, just quarterbacks. You identify blitzers post snap, and as you can see, as you progress each tier, you get, more of that ability unlocked. So it goes from, just identifying blitzers to, heck, the bronze and silver is actually the same there, but once you get to gold, it's and coverage cell, and then you also get the disguised coverages pre-snap once you hit that platinum. And then option king, of course, you get the slight accuracy increase on quick pitches at bronze. And then you get the accuracy increase to moderate rather than slight. And that's what most of them are. They'll go from slight to moderate to significant to ultimate. I'm not going to go ahead and read through all of these, man. I already did that before. So if you want, just pause at the screen, read them yourselves if you want to read every little description there. But of course, workhorse is helping with your wear and tear. That's another physical ability there. And then downhill helping with, broken tackles when reaching max speed. And of course, we got a good look at a few of them in some of those trailers and deep dives that we got. A couple of those we got was sidestep, a nice one for running backs. Improved fakeouts on juke moves. Next, we have ball hawk. You see Will Johnson there. Improved break on throws. So if you're a corner, definitely going to love that. It does show the clutch kicker there, which is easier accuracy timing on the late field goals. Now, this is one I'm wondering, when you tier it up, will this be, also for, longer field goals, or will it not just be for late field goals? Maybe it's for field goals all throughout the game, or maybe it's not just the accuracy timing. Maybe the power timing gets in there as well, because, the new meter has been talked about a lot with the kicking. So maybe, as you tier that up, it'll help with not just your accuracy timing, maybe the power timing as well, or like I said, not just the late field goals, maybe just field goals throughout the whole second half, or different things like that. So it'll be interesting to see. And then you have downhill. It shows break tackles at max speed, like we already mentioned. And then the field general is a very key one for quarterbacks. Definitely going to help there. And I like the nice example they show with, the difference between if you have that or don't have that at quarterback. So field general going to be key. Of course, it'll progressively help you see more pre-snap tells from the defense that we already went over in that graph. Another ability here they mentioned in the article, grip breaker. This ability bolsters the defender's capability to disengage from a block. So at the bronze and silver tiers, this ability is only applicable during run plays. However, at the gold and platinum levels, it also applies to pass plays. So with its effects significantly amplified. Another important note to make here is that abilities a player can have is solely determined by their archetype. So mental abilities, on the other hand, are dictated by the position. So that's key right there. Mental abilities dictated by the position, like I said, with that field general, quarterbacks. And then, other ones will definitely be specified by, different positions, like Travis Hunter, for example, as he has that best friend, which that helps with the quarterback's composure. If he gets a catch on a first down, help the quarterback composure go up more than it usually would. But yeah, definitely a big factor there with the mental abilities being dictated by position, where the physical is determined by their archetype and their position. Because obviously you'll have different archetypes per position, so definitely going to be big time there, especially in Road to Glory when you're making that. So remember that there when you're making your player. Because if you want certain abilities, man, you don't want to choose the wrong archetype and then not even be able to get the ability. We'll go ahead and go over all the ones here list for Travis Hunter. Now remember, all this stuff could change. Everything's not final. Got to remember that. But checking it out, you see his mentals are fan favorite. And then, like I said, best friend and clear-headed. But yeah, best friend helping with that quarterback composure gain on a first down catch. And then fan favorite helps your composure go up at home. And then clear-headed is basically protection from composure loss. So I'm sure that, depending on which tier you have, it will help, the protection a little more. Depending on if you have bronze, it might not help as much. Where if you have gold or platinum, you probably won't be able to lose much composure. Looking at his physicals, he's got the sure hands, which is increased standard catches. You got 50-50, which is increased jump ball ability. Double dip, improved double move routes, which is nice. And also a note here that you can see basically how you tier it up is going to be kind of similar to the Madden abilities, where you basically have to, get from each one. You have to increase your attributes for certain, if it's a catching thing, then obviously you're going to have to increase, like whether it's your spec catch, your catching, or your catching traffic. Here for this, it's your deep route for double dip. So as you can see, it shows that he has gold. Now he has a 91 on that rating, and it says that it requires 95 deep route to get that up to platinum. So I wonder if that is the only thing you have to do is increase your attribute, or if you will also have like some sort of stat thing that you have to hit with that, because, or some sort of milestone. That's kind of how it is in Madden, where you not only have to hit that attribute mark, but also will have to, get a certain amount of catches, or, a certain amount of this or that in a certain situation. So we'll see, how that completely works when it comes out, but it is nice to see that listed there. He also has layout, which is improved dive catches, and then recoup, which is improved fatigue recovery. Now, I was thinking recoup might have been a mental one because, sometimes half the battle is, your mind when it comes to being tired. But it is nice to see that it's actually under the physical category there, which is, improved fatigue recovery. Definitely big for someone like Travis Hunter that's going to be playing both sides of the ball. Also, taking a look at this screenshot here that we had, Carson Beck. I don't know if these were actually all his abilities or if they were just kind of teasing a few of them. Now, I believe a few of them definitely are his. Now, you have for his mental, it's the clear-headed, field general, and fan favorite. And then those physical ones are ground and pound, layout. Then the next couple aren't listed anywhere. And then you have quick step at the end. So the couple that aren't listed, I was wondering if maybe they just weren't finalized and maybe they changed, because the glove looks somewhat similar to KO. But I don't believe that this is the case. I do believe there are two different things. I just believe whatever the one is above Beck's head here is just something that we haven't had listed yet. And then the other one next to it, kind of like a bandit-looking mask, we have the robber one. So that could be changed to that, but I don't think that that's the case. I believe robber's more of a defensive player's, ability. So maybe that, for Beck is some sort of QB vision type of thing because, maybe it helps with accuracy. I'm thinking, it's a mask. Maybe it's something, to do with your QB vision. I'm just speculating there. But I'm not sure why he has like ground and pound and layout. So maybe that just like helps with like his teammates running and then his teammates diving catches, or I'm not sure there. Or maybe, like I said, he might have just been throwing some random ability icons above his head. I'm not sure. Next ability I'll mention for O-lineman, you have Pocket Shield. And this will progressively help the O-lineman hold blocks better on standard pass plays. However, even at the platinum tier of this ability, it doesn't apply if the distance to the first down is more than 10 yards. So you'll have to stay on schedule to reap the benefits. And it does say it is still possible for a lineman to lose a battle, even if they're at that platinum tier. So that's nice that, knowing that just because you get the platinum tier don't mean that they're just going to win every single block that they make. But it is, definitely probably going to be nice, especially like I said, if you stay on schedule. Definitely don't be having, third and longs. You shouldn't be expecting them to have those abilities activate. It does note here, something we don't have a whole lot on yet, but there is going to be some coach abilities with gameplay effects for Dynasty that you'll definitely want to key in on. And as we get more info on that, I'll definitely talk about that more. We'll probably get it when we get that Dynasty deep dive, which I'm sure will be out soon. I'm not sure which one we'll be getting this week, but I'm definitely expecting one either Thursday or Friday. But yeah, I don't know if it's going to be on Dynasty, Road to Glory, but I'd expect it to be on one of those modes. But yeah, definitely expect this week. Be on the lookout this Friday for another deep dive trailer type of video. More here says, it's important to note that Composure is highly individualized, driven by a player's archetype. For instance, when your player starts to cook, a scrambling quarterback will have improved ball security, while a field general will benefit from the improved throw accuracy. Additionally, players can have unique mental abilities that influence their composure, so that's big time. These abilities can even affect their teammates for that position group. Consider the Legion ability, which increases the confidence of other defensive backs when that player gets an interception. So that's sweet. So Legion, everybody knows the Legion of Boom from back in the day, Seattle. I'm guessing that's what inspired the name of this here. So if you get an interception, that's going to boost the confidence and composure of the other defensive backs on your squad, which is big time, man. You definitely, especially if you're on a road game, you definitely want to keep your composure and confidence up. That is big time here in this college football game. So it says, take note, these mental abilities are lost anytime a player goes cold, making the management of confidence and composure even more essential. So yeah, if you go cold, man, those mental abilities are out the window. So it ain't even going to matter what you have on. So yeah, you definitely got to stay composed in these games to make sure that those abilities stay active. And this will be something that you can see when you're looking in your pre-snap as well. You'll be able to see in-game, what players have which abilities. As you can see here, for example, Ollie Gordon in the backfield is lit up with abilities. And, a couple of receivers have a couple there. And speaking of Ollie Gordon, you see here a few listed for him. He has that sidestep, which we saw earlier. He has Workhorse, which has that ultimate protection from wear and tear effects when colliding with other players. So he's probably not going to be getting injured out there and will definitely be able to take a lot more hits than, a standard old back. That balance there, it says it's the ultimate ability to break hit stick and strip attempts, so that's nice. Definitely big time, especially when you're going up against some big linebackers that have abilities that will help them with stuff like that. You have this balanced, you're probably not going to, be losing the football at all, and you'll be possibly even breaking them tackles when they try to strip that ball out. Another running back here, Donovan Edwards. He has that safety valve, ultimate ability to win versus man coverage and secure catches when aligned in the backfield. Yeah, man, Donovan Edwards definitely been a solid receiver out of the backfield in his time at Michigan, so it makes sense for him to have this ability. And then sidestep, he also has that improved ability to, fake out defenders with juke moves. And, I mentioned it earlier, but just in case. And then takeoff, moderately quicker release off the line when not being pressed. So that's nice as well. He definitely has some stuff to help with his receiving ability. It'd be nice to, see his other abilities as well, but at least we get to see a few listed for a few different guys here. Also, Cade Klubnik, the Clemson quarterback. They actually messed up on this graphic here. I noticed it says Texas. So I'm not sure if this is supposed to be Ewers' stuff, but either way, we'll just, say it's Klubnik. That's the graphic we're seeing in the name. The only thing wrong there is this says Texas instead of Clemson, but either way, we're just, focused on these abilities anyways. Dot, standing in the pocket, moderate accuracy boost when throwing to open receivers, so that's nice, and I'm sure, once you tier that thing up, it'll be very nice once you have it platinum. And then step up, moderately improved accuracy when stepping up into the pocket and not under pressure. And sleight of hand, slightly increased ability to hold defenders using play action on first down or less than 3 to gain. So yeah, definitely run situations, you use that sleight of hand. It'll definitely be nice holding those defenders for an extra second or two there. Freeze them up. Find an open receiver. Bada bing, bada boom. We'll quickly go through the rest of the list here, man. There's plenty of them, man. So, of course, not going to go over everything as we, don't have a whole lot of information on them yet, man. We just, have the icons and the names for a lot of them. I pretty much went over all the ones that have descriptions already. So, yeah, the rest, we got 360. I'm sure it'll be some sort of spin move for, ball carriers, whether you're back or receiver or a scrambling quarterback even. You got adrenaline. Thinking maybe that's a mental one. Who knows? You got aftershock, backspin, balanced. I think we already mentioned that. Ollie Gordon had that. And per usual, I'll, link any articles I use down below if you want to read them yourselves or go over the whole list yourself. But I'll pretty much, got it on the screen as well as, the graphic. You pretty much see them all. I'll mention a few here for, the special team. Shout out to, the brand for the brand, man. Clutch kicker, coffin corner. You got focused kicker, deep range. Yeah, I'll list a few other and then we'll wrap things up. You got headstrong, head first, hammer, house call, inside disruptor, intimidator, magician, mega leg. Mega leg's probably another for special teams there. Off platform, on time, option disruptor. Got press pro, probably for corners. Quick drop, quick jump, quick step. And you got rally for both D-line and O-line. That's probably one that helps boost like the rest of your guys if you make a play, whether you're an O-lineman or D-lineman. Maybe it helps, boost some sort of attribute category for the rest of the line. Rhythm, road dog. Definitely road dog. I like that. Go into one of those packed houses and shut those fans up. Yes, sir. But yeah, that's pretty much it, man. Kind of just wanted to discuss a few more things with the abilities today. A little more deeper in detail as, we kind of just brush over those things. And, the other, deep dive discussions and whatnot. But talking more about these abilities today. And another question, thrown out there about Road to Glory. I was talking about it in that video. If you missed it, man, that was a good discussion about Road to Glory. But I brought up there, are there going to possibly be more abilities that are just specific to Road to Glory? Because it would be nice to maybe throw on a nice little mental ability that helps with, the classroom to where you don't have to throw as many hours in the class to, keep that GPA up and not become ineligible. Because, you're going to have to do that and it's going to, hurt, your training, and you're not going to be able to, just boost them attributes up right away like crazy unless you don't care about being ineligible year one. Maybe that's the route you go. But definitely, something that I'm interested to hear, because we already seen in these articles that it did say that there are certain coach abilities specific for Dynasty that will also help with gameplay. So I'm hoping, man, maybe Road to Glory, your players can get certain ones that help with things that are specific for Road to Glory. So I'm hoping we find that out at some point. But if not, we'll just, find out when the game comes out. But either way, man, I thank you all for watching and sticking around for this, discussion, going over the abilities and whatnot. Again, I'll link down below the full list of all these abilities and whatnot that we know so far. And again, they're not all finalized, and I'm sure there will be a few more that we didn't get to see yet. But yeah, man, that's going to do it. Slap that like button if you enjoyed. I appreciate it a lot. Stay tuned for more, as I'll be breaking down plenty more. And yeah, on Friday, I'm expecting a deep dive on one of the game modes. So be on the lookout for that as well. Follow me on Twitter. Link in the description down below. I'll update you over there on stuff as well. But yeah, man, hit that like button. Appreciate it a lot. And subscribe to the channel if you are new. Plenty more coming soon. Have a nice day. Peace.